Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button, leave a like down below. My cold is back. I can't get rid of this cold, it just won't go away, so I might sound a little weird. Anyway, for today, I want to talk about 7 features that I hope make a return in 2K26 that were introduced or improved upon in 2K25. These features I really liked about the game. It wasn't all doom and gloom, it wasn't all bad. There's a lot of good stuff in 2K25, there's obviously a lot of bad stuff, but today we're going to focus on the things I liked the most about 2K25 and those things that I would like to see carry over and improved upon in 2K26. Let's get to the list. Alright, so it's about 7 things. Number 7, Intergender Championships in Universe Mode. It's a little buggy this year, but hopefully they keep this feature in and improve it in 2K26. So in Universe Mode, when you set your championships and you set your tag championships or your Intercontinental Championships, whatever, mid-card championships, you can actually set it to where you have both the men and women on your roster go for those belts. You can have them all in the same group, the same category to go for the same belt. So basically an intergender championship. I think that's really cool if you like to do like fantasy stuff, like let's say Marvel versus DC, any video game universe versus another video game universe, all sorts of stuff. There's so many cool things you can do with this. I really hope they improve upon it because it's a little glitchy right now, especially the tag titles. I kept having issues to where it wouldn't put them in the tag team division. So I would make a tag team, an intergender tag team, although I would set up as a normal tag team, but for whatever reason, it wouldn't allow me, regardless, to put them in the tag division that was intergender tag division, if that makes sense. So hopefully they get that fixed. They might have fixed it in 2K25. The last time I checked it, it didn't work out for me. Every time I'd put them in there and save and exit, the next time I'd go in there, the tag team division was empty. There was nobody in the tag team division, which means when you try to do shows, they wouldn't show up in the tag team division or go for the tag team titles, even if you just put the tag team titles on them. So hopefully they figure this out. I know the whole intergender tag team or intergender match thing just started or just got brought back. Hopefully they fix that in 2K26 because that is a really cool feature and you can do a lot of fantasy stuff with Universe Mode if it's fixed. Number 6, something I liked a lot in 2K25 was how they unified both MyRise stories, both the male and female, into one storyline. No more having 2 different stories to play through. Keep it short and sweet and continue with New Game Plus. So I really liked how they did MyRise this year. I hope they continue that trend. It's not super long. There's multiple branching paths, and it's replayable because it's not so long, and it's just one playthrough. And you can switch back and forth on the fly pretty much, and I think until you get to the end, and you could pick both characters. That's really cool. I love that feature. The only way I would really improve upon it is really let me just select either character for every single match in the entire thing. Don't like have sections to where you have to play as this person or have to play as this person. I'm not going to spoil the storyline, but there's a part in it to where whoever you pick, it feels like you're kind of stuck with them. So anyway, more diversity with that. Like allow me to, like the end game, allow me to switch between characters. That'd be super cool. And I don't want to ruin the story if you haven't played it yet, but the way it ends, it makes it to where you basically can't use both characters anymore. And it's like, that's a bummer. Anyway, so keep it the same, MyRise the same. Don't go back to the split 2 different storylines is what I'm trying to say. I really liked it all together in one complete package. It was a lot more fun that way for me. Number 5 is online multiplayer in MyGM. I hope they add a lot more features. The fact that they included it at all is really cool. I know it was a highly requested feature for 2K25. So seeing multiplayer in that is really cool. Hopefully they add it also to Universe Mode. How cool would it be if we could all play together in a Universe Mode playthrough, like with the community, with you guys? Let's say I'm the booker and I just book all the matches and you guys sit there and you fight each other and play through it for fun. And you could talk to each other and just decide who's going over, who's not going over, or whoever's the booker could decide, like really treat it like a real show. Like have the talent be you guys, the players. And we all work together and just make an awesome show, turn it into a weekly show. That would be so fun if you could do that. I think that's what Ultra Pro Wrestling's trying to do with their online. Anyway, I just think that would be really cool. But we're talking about MyGM. Hopefully they add a lot more features. I know it was the first year of it, But yeah, it'd be a lot more fun with more features. Now, another thing they brought back in 2K25 was promos in universe mode. Hopefully, we get voices in 2K26. I don't know how that'll work because they'll have to record all those lines beforehand. And with a bunch, with 400 wrestlers on the roster, I'm not quite sure how that'll work. Maybe they could use a robotic voice, like AI voice. See, that's where AI could help with that. They don't have the time to sit there and record every single wrestler's voice for every possible scenario that they put in the mode. I mean, over a couple of years they could probably do that, but for the first time doing it, they could use like I think it's Minecraft, where every time you highlight something on the menu, it just has this robot voice that says whatever you're highlighting. They could do something like that, but instead of a robot voice, use like a normal voice or something. I mean, AI, this is where AI could help. I don't want anybody to lose a job or anything, but this little stuff like this is where AI should come in and help. That would be really cool. Number 3, now this is going to be a little controversial, the island mode. Yes, I actually liked the idea of the island mode. Now, I know nobody asked for this mode, and it became a microtransaction nightmare, but if they can turn it around and really fix or change some of the aspects and things of this mode, I think this mode should replace my faction. Sorry, but my faction to me just needs to go. Or at least combine it with the island. Put it all in one. I know a lot of you guys like my faction. Honestly, I don't see the appeal in it. You're just opening cards, and your collection that you have, once they shut the servers down, unless they change how it works in 2K25 when they shut it down, you no longer have access to any of that stuff. It's gone. It's expunged from the servers because it's an online-only mode. So that's why when people waste I don't want to say waste, when they spend their time in that mode so much, and just to know that a few years later that it's all going to be erased, I don't know why anybody would waste their time in the mode. And that's how I kind of feel about the island. So on top of everything else we said about the island, I would really like them to have an offline mode. That would be really cool. I feel like that would save the mode for me because I'm not a social person. I really don't like going online and talking to people. But the online stuff, like, it'd be really cool just to have like challenges. Like, if you're not connected to the internet, well, then you can't earn the challenges. Whatever, you can still play through it. That's where it needs to have. I made a whole video on this, by the way. Go check it out. That's why it needs to have level up points and then my faction points separate. That way, once the servers shut off and everything, if it does have an offline mode, you could still play through it and level up your wrestler. Because once they shut down the servers for 2K25 a few years from now, you won't be able to play the island anymore. I know a lot of you are like, well, good, the island mode sucked anyway. I think you're missing the point. The fact that an entire mode gets erased once they shut the servers down, that sucks, regardless. Anyway, on to the next one. Number 2. Something they brought back in 2K25 that I really hope they keep in 2K26, I don't see why they wouldn't keep it, is intergender matches. Now, I know a lot of people were kind of half and half on that. The fact that it's in there is awesome because you have this massive roster that has been split in half ever since they made it to where men couldn't fight the women anymore. Now, I know they're trying to make it more simulation-based, but the last couple of games have been leaning more towards arcade, which is the stuff I like about wrestling games. For me, I make all my own original wrestlers, and I download like superheroes and stuff like that. So to me, having the men fight the women, it just opens up endless possibilities, right? And if you buy the game with 400 wrestlers on the roster, and they can all fight each other like a fighting game, that's huge. That makes the roster seem even way bigger. That's really cool to me. So obviously there's an option in there if you don't like that. If you want it to be more authentic to the show, you can simply turn it off. It's a very, you're basically covering all your bases with this feature. So I think it's really cool if you do fantasy stuff. I think it's really cool for like universe mode, like we talked about earlier. You can have an intergender championship. Basically, anybody can go for the championship. I think that's really fun. It makes the game a lot more fun to me. And like I said, it makes it like a fighting game. It really does make it like a fighting game. I like the arcadey stuff. I was kind of hoping WWE 2K Battlegrounds wouldn't have had the genders, split as far as like who can fight who. That would have been the perfect game to introduce that, right? Because it's cartoony, it's over the top. It would have been fine, in my opinion. But whatever. The number one thing I hope comes back and is like dialed to 11 in 2K26 is the third-person camera option and third-person controls that they added to 2K25. This is my single most favorite thing they added to 2K25. It makes the game feel completely new and fresh when you have the ability to move the camera around the entire time when you're wrestling in a match. It's something I never knew I needed until they gave it to me. I'm like, wait a minute, this is awesome. So I first heard about it, I'm like, I don't know how that's going to feel. But after doing, I only play that way now. If I play through MyRise or some other mode where it forces you into that camera, the old camera style, I can't stand it. I have to have my third-person camera control. So hopefully in 2K26, they allow that camera option in all modes. Because I think in MyRise, it forces you to do where you're looking through the ropes angle, which is really annoying. And I don't know if they do that on my faction or not, because I barely touch my faction. Sound in the comments below. I know it allows you to use it in the island mode. That's really cool, the camera controls and stuff. So hopefully we get more of that. Hopefully the creative entrances allow us to set off the pyro when we want, allow us to go into first-person mode. Heck, a first-person option in matches would be really cool, or at least for the refs. If you're a special guest referee, it'd be really cool to have a first-person camera option. So all these cool camera options they added in 2K25, I hope return, and I hope we get more. That's my favorite thing they added. I love it. It makes, like I said, it makes the game feel completely new and fresh. Something so simple, and it feels like a huge innovation to me. Anyway, so what are the things you like most about 2K25 that you want to see return in 2K26? Sound in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay frosty. Man, I sound like Darth Vader.
And delicious!